Welcome back for another episode of Two Minds, No Limits with Merritt and Brenna. Today we are kicking things off a little bit different for you, as this is going to be a Q&A episode where we are answering all of the questions that you guys sent to us on our Instagram page. But first we're going to kick it off with high point and low point and sharing the few that came through. My high point, I danced the night away last night.
So fun.
And listen, the dating life has been a little wild for me. And I danced the night away last night with somebody from 20 years ago. So
sparks were flying.
Yeah, my life is feeling a little bit like a Hallmark Christmas movie or something. So it's tripping me out a little bit. And then I would say my low point, I don't know. I got into like a little tiff with my dad earlier this week, but we figured it out because you know what? Life is too fucking short and we're not dealing with all that.
For real.
So we're good.
My high point went to the Usher concert on Monday.
Hey.
And that was so fun. He's such a good performer. And then my low point, my sleep schedule's messed up, I guess. It's kind of wonky.
You'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Some that people sent in. Someone said she put her Christmas tree up was her high point.
Love it.
And low was her son got a sty. Those hurt and those are annoying.
Yeah, the pictures look bad.
Another one, he had car problems when he got a new car battery, so it was fixed, but then his alternator failed.
Wah, wah, wah.
Literally the next day.
Poor guy.
Another one, low. She's been wanting to go to bed at 5:15 sunset. And her high is getting her hair done.
Can we talk about how it's pitch black outside at 5 p.m. and it is? I want to go to bed too.
Yeah, I want to go to bed, and I feel like it's midnight and it's only 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
As soon as I get home, I'm like, ugh.
It's depressive.
Another high was moving to Vegas, and then her low is figuring out money. Yeah.
Things will work out for her, and I love that she just moves around the way that she does.
I know. So free.
Yeah. Like a bird. I'm like a bird. She wants to fly away.
Do it. All right. So our questions, we got a lot. I would say we got like 15, 16 questions. Okay, so let's start. The first one is worst first date.
Can you go first?
My worst first date was I was asked to go on a date, and then it comes time for the date and I had to pick up the person. Fine. But then upon arriving to the destination, I had to pay
What?
for everything. Yeah.
Which is why he's not in the picture today.
It was like,
Let's just
wait,
be real.
like you asked me on a date and I'm having to pay for everything. I don't mind paying.
Yeah.
You know, I can go Dutch. That's fine. But a first date and you asked me.
Right.
So that was the end of that.
So something just triggered my mind, and I wouldn't say it's like a worst first date because nothing's like coming to my mind for that. But I would say my first scary date is I met this guy and everything was fine, and it was in the summertime, so we went to like Point Defiance and we were like walking around, all of that. Afterward, we were driving to a Chick-fil-A to get some food. And anyways, we were talking about like, I don't know, family or something. And he proceeded to tell me his mom was a coyote.
Oh God, I forgot. I was like, where is she going with
So he proceeded to tell me that his mom was a coyote. And I'm like, a coyote? And he's like, yeah, she lives in California and she's a coyote. Okay, what's a coyote? And this is the part where I literally thought I was going to die. That is a person that lures people for human trafficking. And I was in this man's car.
You're like, take me home now. I'll just get out here and call 911.
So I got back home and I blocked him on everything. because he seemed like a very nice guy, but
That's
bro, you're way too close to a coyote. Like, what if she tries to lure me? Like, that was
Right.
sickening. Like, I had such a pit in my stomach, and I remember I was terrified. I fell off the face of the earth for that man, and
That's a good thing.
he probably learned. I don't even know how close he is to his mom, but he probably learned never to tell that story.
Yeah.
again.
What the hell? I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but that he would say that so someone can be like,
Yes.
I'm out.
Yes.
But
I think the thing with me is I watch way too much true crime, and I already live like on
like,
the
how
edge
could
of
you
fear.
just comfortably say that?
And he did.
My mom's
And
a
I-
coyote. She
and I-
lures people in
and
the
I-
traffic on.
Yeah, and I comfortably blocked him on everything.
Like, that's fucking scary. Turn her in.
Yes. Apparently it's normal, so we just moved on.
Just so you all get her information. What's her name? What's her date of birth? Where in California does she live?
Right.
And you get home and 911, I have somebody for you. Guys, I got one.
Can you please go get this coyote? She is on the loose.
And give me a job because I'm doing my duty.
Oh,
That's funny. Next question. Biggest green flag? And what's your biggest green flag? I'll go.
Thanks.
My biggest green flag, or no, a green flag to me is if you can make me laugh. If we can sit and laugh for hours, like belly laugh. Because I laugh at everything.
Yeah.
But if you can give me a belly laugh, like
Right.
you can get my annoying ass laugh out of me,
Yeah.
oh yeah, then that's a green flag to me. And then my own green flag, I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
I think that's got that going for myself.
I'm like a feely person, so I go really big off energy.
Mm-hmm.
And because the thing is like, I don't know. I just have a good time anywhere I go. So I really pay attention to the energy, the conversation. Like, do you have the depth to you?
Yeah.
What's the depth of like your conversation?
Not just surface.
Yeah. And are you going to get down, and are you comfortable with talking about the nitty gritty? Because that's where I'd love to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so when somebody is safe enough to like have that, I don't know, it is a green.
To open up to.
Yes.
Yeah. Not like hesitant.
Like transparency. I
Yeah.
think maybe that's really what it all boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot, but we're just going to keep it simple.
And what's your biggest?
My biggest green flag?
Like about yourself?
I have great energy. So, I mean,
do.
I can guarantee you will have a great time with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a feedback that I've always received. So,
Hold on. I have to clock this right now. Is this guy? Oh, he moved. His head was like hanging off the couch. Like, he's so content right now.
he's getting big.
Next one, biggest ick.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. I don't like a whiny man. Like the boo-hoo, woe is me. Like,
Yeah.
just talk
Just
about
pitiful.
it. Yes, it's bad.
Like, okay, sis.
Yeah. I'm like, stop acting like
Such a
that.
freaking child.
Yeah. Now, no, hold on, really quick. Soft men.
There's a difference. Yes.
Yes. Like, be soft. That is 100% okay. But if you're just natural, you have a victim, boohoo, woe is me mentality on anything that doesn't feel comfortable to you,
Yeah.
or that's not jiving, like, I'm sorry, I can't deal.
Yeah. My biggest ick. This is about people in general. If you are a loud fucking eater, it makes my skin crawl.
Like, with your mouth open?
Mouth open, smacking. Like, if I can hear you, there's a problem. If I can hear you eat soup.
Okay, so then the question is how does Fiend eat?
He's a quiet eater.
Okay.
He
Which
has,
is probably why he's still around.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a few moments, but
Where you're like, shut up already.
But I have like a very hard time, like, if I hear it, just it shows on my face
Yeah.
of like, I'm gonna look at you and be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Have I ever been a loud eater?
No,
Okay.
no.
Just tell me to shut the fuck up.
I know
if that's
someone
okay.
who's a loud eater, and it drives me nuts, and there's nothing I can do about it.
We'll talk about that later. Because now I'm curious.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to tell us all.
Nope.
Okay.
You can't. There's a limit, unfortunately. I've met my limit.
This says no limits. Anyways, well, let's just carry on.
Someone asked, can an overweight man gain the attention of a fit nurse both in their 40s? I'm going to say yes, because you shouldn't limit yourself of who you should go after.
Right.
Anybody can be with anybody,
Mhm.
and put yourself out there and get to know her if you already don't know her, and show her there's more to you than just your appearance.
100%.
And if she's not into you, don't be down on yourself
Yeah.
for that. Still be you and carry on.
Yeah, my feedback on this would be everybody has different preferences as far as what they're into.
Yeah.
She may not be your one,
Mm-hmm.
but people like different things. And just this question just randomly made me think of Jelly Roll and Bunny,
Mm-hmm.
where he is a bigger guy and she is nice curvy body, big boobs, big butt, like beautiful blonde bombshell, and you would think she wouldn't go for that, but she saw more to him, and
Yeah.
maybe that is her type. I don't know, but
I think, like, for me, like, I think looks have, as long as you can, there's more to people than their looks.
yeah, if it's
And
just
getting to know somebody. So I think,
Yeah.
have I judged people based off just like a first look?
yeah,
But getting to know them is like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah,
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have expected this, but there's no harm in trying.
yeah,
And if you don't, then you're never going to know.
yeah. I would say shoot your shot.
Do it.
And if she's not into it, don't take it personal. She's just not your person.
Mhm.
But people that go just off of looks, I would just consider that very shallow, because people are more than that.
Yeah. Yes. When in a talking phase, when is it too soon to have the exclusive conversation?
All right. So,
I would say, okay, everybody's different, because
Yeah.
for us, it was like a month and a half. But
and then for me, it's like date 2. I'm just kidding. I'm just.
but I guess just feel it out, and I think it'll come almost natural to you.
Yeah.
And I think I've said this before, is men are very different than women.
Mhm.
Like, we want to have that, like,
Clarity.
clarity. I think if we weren't the ones to ask that question, I don't think any man ever would.
Yeah.
I think they would probably be like, oh, we're not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't think like we do.
Yeah.
But I would say a month, give it a month. Cause I've, for us, it was like a month and a half. I mean, we pretty much already knew. It was just the whole conversation. But then I've been 6 months
Yeah.
talking to somebody.
I don't feel like there's a time. I think it's how are things moving and grooving.
Yeah.
Like on both sides. Like not just how you're feeling and you wanting the clarity and you wanting to put a title on it, but how are they feeling?
Mhm.
And I think a check-in first of like, how are you feeling so far about where we're at? How are you
Mhm.
feeling about me? How are you feeling about this? Can you see a future? Like having those questions. And if the conversation is aligning, the stars are aligning right, then I feel like then at that point it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do here?
Yeah. And I think you can pretty much feel out, like,
Mm-hmm.
so I think also to know if that other person is also dating other people.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to start to adjust differently and start denying people of dates. So you would hope they would too.
Yeah.
Maybe you can feel that out of, he doesn't disappear
Yeah.
at 7:00 at night for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, okay. You have that clarity there too.
Yeah, and I feel like if a couple months have gone by and you haven't had that question, I would definitely bring it. Not,
Yeah, I'd say.
not necessarily, hey, are we exclusive, but like, where are we at? Are
Yeah.
you seeing it? Like, have that conversation.
Next, something you would tell your 22-year-old self. For me, that life doesn't need, because that was about the time I was getting married. And so for me, it was, talked about that last episode where I felt I was on time with everybody else my age around me. Everybody's getting married, the society thing. So I would say life doesn't need to be on everyone else's timeline.
Yeah.
And have fun and really take that time in your 20s to find yourself and your true self and know what you want out of life.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure. You're still so young.
Yeah. This is such like a deep question. I would say be careful not to let the voices of other people mold you into something that you're truly not. Like you can listen to, genuine feedback from other people of, oh, we think you should do this or, whatever.
Yeah.
But be you at the end of the day and stand up for yourself at the end of the day. Still make your own decisions.
Right.
And pick and choose what advice you're getting from those around you that you want to latch onto. Don't feel obligated to, don't take on pressure from other people. That's going to make you be something that deep down in your heart you're really not. And I would say don't rush things. Like really enjoy the moment because life moves incredibly fast.
Yeah. That was good. Next one, your first I made it moment.
That's a really good question. It was when I finally got in a financial place with my kids and kind of balancing just everything on my own, because it was a battle for so many years. And it's not really like I made it, but in a sense, I did make it. I could breathe a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
The burden's not so heavy.
Right. I don't know.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. And I don't
I'm
think...
freezing. Sorry.
You're fine. I've ever paid attention. I don't know.
About in
Yeah, I guess I could say relationship wise, finding something that's healthy.
Yeah. Because you made it, girl.
I finally did it. Went through a lot. Or it would be like moving out on my own the first time I did that, because it was like, shit's expensive.
Yeah.
This economy.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that it was. Stump me. What makes you feel comfortable with a person? For me, it's if I can be I'm very quiet and observe. I'm an observer.
Yeah.
And I kind of keep to myself, and I need to get to know someone and kind of figure them out in my brain.
Yeah.
And once I feel comfortable is when I can be my weird self, because I actually have some weird, some weird ass shit. And if I can be my weird and random self around you, then you have made me comfortable.
The question was, what makes us comfortable around people?
Yeah.
Oh, I think mine would be the same because I just off the top am a weird ass person. Like from the jump, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just I'm out there. My energy, I swear a lot. I'm in the mix. I'm on the dance floor. When I'm drinking, I'm obnoxious and loud, but like in the happiest way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really look for approval in that way, but if I see that you're not scared or judging me on that, like I'm like, okay, like it makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah.
And for me too, I'm also a very closed off person. I don't tell a lot of people my business.
Yeah.
It's what, 4 you girls and Fiend.
Yeah.
Like I don't tell people, and I don't really post a lot about my social life. We're very different in that way.
You and I?
Yes.
I know. It's just
Bretta's documenting like her whole life. Me, it's like you'll get a like update once like every year and a half.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm doing. But I'm a very private person.
Yeah.
And so if I can open up to you, you've made me comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually probably my bigger one.
Yeah.
Is that.
I love that.
What makes you feel unsafe? And I'm saying us women just get instincts.
100%.
We have those instincts, and if you have an unsafe feeling, follow it.
Yeah. For me, it's immediately what will make me feel unsafe is an insecure man. That is terrifying for me, and the moment I feel it is the moment you'll probably never hear from me again.
Preach.
Because in my personal experience, the moment that first happened in my life was the moment it just continued to manifest at an incredibly rapid rate. And that type of stuff just doesn't go away.
Yeah, it gets worse
if you don't seek the help. And oftentimes when you have an insecure man and really insecure people,
you start changing things you do.
You do, but they don't. It's incredibly hard to get that person to acknowledge the fact that is what they're exuding.
Yeah. And
so, anyways, you'll never hear from me again, like ever.
That's a good one. Thoughts on gentle parenting?
I whip the ass. I'm just kidding.
I'm whooping ass. I don't care. Don't make me tell you twice. But I was going to say, I don't have kids, so that's just how I would think I would parent. But watch, when I have kids, I'm going to be a little sucker.
So,
and I'll be like, please don't do that. Please stop. Please stop punching me.
Yeah, what? No.
I just see those videos of like people like they show like their kids being a little badass, and they're like, please stop. And like that's gentle parenting, and then they raise their tone like, sit the fuck down. And the kid like sits down, and it's like sometimes that shit don't work.
No.
I think, but also I think every kid is different, you know.
Yeah.
Some kids, fun fact, I was never spanked as a kid. I was never whooped. I was never spanked. Was I yelled at? Was I scolded? Yes.
Yeah.
And she terrified me.
Your mom?
To where I was like, I draw my line. I know where my line is with her.
Yeah.
My younger brother, he did not have a line. She whooped his ass. And I would always think, like, does he have a death wish?
Yeah.
Like, come on, get it together.
Some kids just love to, when they find
Test
that
their
hot
boundaries.
button, they just...
Yeah. And for me, I knew, I was like, I don't like being in trouble, so I'm not going to get there. So I was never spanked, and look at me, I'm a fucking angel. But what is your thoughts? You have kids. Did you ever spank them?
Lexi, I don't think I've ever spanked her in her life. Lexi was very receptive. I mean, as soon as I told her something, she received it and she listened. I don't even remember ever really having to like maybe raise my voice, but I probably did. But it never got to where I had to like physically discipline her. My son, that's just he's just different.
It's like
their personalities.
It's
are
like
different.
a second born. They say it's like a second born thing.
Yeah.
That first one is like easy,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, we can have a second, and then that second is like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah, and that's how Papa was, and it was almost like when he would get in trouble, it's like he just got this intuition of, oh, okay, that means do it again. And so I had to get real creative on how to get this boy to be receptive and learn the boundaries. Because here's the deal. No child was going to be running my house. No child was going to be embarrassing me when I'm in Fred Meyer's.
Yeah.
And I say, no, we're not going down the toy aisle. No child is going to be embarrassing me in public or in my home district. Like, it was not an option.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, and, you know, everybody has their own opinion about things, but in my personal opinion, if you don't teach them the boundaries young, even as far as don't interrupt when two people are having a conversation, like those are fundamentals. If you don't teach them young, you're about to have a wild ass child. And I mean, it got as simple as in my house, I've always had nice things. I from the moments that my mom was in my life growing up, my mom also had very nice little knickknacks, glass things laying around. My mom never moved anything for us.
Yeah.
She taught us, no, here's your stuff, here's your toys, these are my pretties, is what she would refer to them as. And we would have things on coffee tables and on end tables. That's how I raised my kids.
Yeah.
Is don't touch this shit, leave it there. It's pretty, look at it, don't touch the rest.
Because then it makes like I've seen people who like take their kids somewhere, and you should not be going to someone's house with your children and they have to put stuff away.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have to clear off the 3 bottom shelves because you're breaking shit.
Yep.
One funny story is my brother tested his boundaries, and so when we were younger, they would take us to McDonald's, to the play place.
Yeah.
And once he let my brother in there, he was not coming out. And so he was at the top, and my mom and his dad were at the bottom, like, come on, like, trying to get him out, and girl, they couldn't.
Oh my God.
And so his dad, who's a big man, like tall, like over 6 feet, had to crawl up in there and get him.
I would have been whooping his ass all the way down to the fucking tunnels.
I was like thinking that when I saw that question, I thought of that, and I was just like, I would have left.
Yeah.
It's like, fine, you want to stay up there, fine, I'm going to the car.
Yeah.
And eventually they'd figure it out and be like, oh,
Sleep in here.
she's leaving,
Yeah.
let me get down,
Yeah.
I'll scare you.
Yeah. My kids, it got to the point where Papa finally figured it out, but Lex never really an issue there, but it got to a point where it's like, you know, kids at the end of the day, they're all going to test boundaries, but when I give them the look,
you know
you know what's going to happen if you don't respond to me like locking in with you right now. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my take on that question.
What's your favorite social media platform?
I don't have a favorite. I mean, I just have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I mean, that's all 3 of the 5.
And I for me, I'm gonna say TikTok, because there's so much on there. Like, a lot of recipes I get from TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it's not just like, you know, like if you go to Pinterest, it's ingredients and steps. It's like I actually see the person making it and what they do. And it's like, okay, I didn't miss something here.
Right. Yeah, I definitely feel like TikTok is very informative, but I don't know if I necessarily have like a favorite. It's more of just like I'm addicted. So when I wake up in the morning, it's like the first thing I do to open my eyes is let me open my Facebook and scroll for a second, which is probably not like a good habit, but
yeah, I'm trying not to, but I would say out of the Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, TikTok's what I use more.
Yeah.
Facebook is, I don't really use that.
You've bought cool shit off TikTok too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can shop.
Yeah. See, I've never like got into any of that.
What the heck? You could shop?
Yeah.
There's news on there. Like, there's everything. That's funny. So, and then, hold on, there's more. Couple more. First breakup story.
Wait, didn't we do that? No, that was first worst date.
Yeah. First breakup.
First breakup, I mean, I guess that's the guy that I'm talking to now. Right? That's first breakup.
Yeah.
So we were 13
breakup.
and we were in 8th grade, and I don't even, we've reconnected now 20 years later, but anyways, he let me know. I couldn't even remember because honestly, I have like short-term memory loss already. Like I'm already dealing with it. I can remember. And so I was like, why did we break up? And he's like, you got mad that I wouldn't kiss you. And I was like,
God.
oh, I was one of those little brats. Like I didn't remember, but
That's hilarious.
yeah, that would be the first one. Cause yeah, I don't know if it was him or Jordan. I don't remember which one was my first boyfriend, but either one, I don't even remember what happened with Jordan.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm having some memory loss, but I don't have anybody to remind me.
Eighth grade? Didn't it go into 9th grade?
But I don't remember what the reason was.
See, I'm not the only one with memory issues.
Yeah. I don't know what the reason was.
Okay, what about the one after that? I shouldn't have said names.
You only said one. No one's gonna.
It's too long ago. And
I don't know.
Honestly, you're like kids at that point when you're first dating, and it's like
Very-
petty, dumb shit where you're like, he looked at a girl walking down the hallway and I broke up with him. Like, you're in like school.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember this far out.
Yeah. If you could be anywhere right now, where would you be? Somewhere hot. Somewhere
Yeah.
with beautiful weather. I would love to be in like Hawaii right now.
Mhm.
This rain and cold, I'm over.
Yeah, I would say Hawaii, somewhere warm, somewhere beautiful, somewhere just like very serene and like peaceful.
Yeah, I want to be by water.
Calming to the mentals because my God.
Hawaii makes everything better.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Where did you see yourself at this point in time when you were a teenager? Would your teenage self be proud of where you are today?
I would say 150% my teenage self would be proud of where I am today because I was troubled. I was struggled. I didn't know what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really just came through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I came out on top in a lot.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big ones is the character that I have. I really came out on top after all of the different shit that I've been through, even just through my childhood up to this point. So what was the first part to that question?
Where did you see yourself at this point when you were a teenager?
I don't think I saw that far. I was just like living, which I think is the appropriate thing to do. Like have goals, like what do you want to be when you grow up? But I think really embrace it because I think something that I did as a teenager is I can't wait to get 18 and move out. I'm so sick and tired of my dad. You know, it's like you rushed it. And it's really not chalked up to be like bills, responsibility, like work, like just
absorb it and
enjoy
milk it.
Yes, milk it. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it. For me, I think my teenage self saw me. I don't think my teenage self saw me how my life is now. Like I probably thought I would have, and I've always, since I was young, like I always wanted to be a mom, always wanted to be a wife and like do those things.
Yeah.
And so to not be at that, I don't think my teenage self saw that. But I would say she is proud because I didn't just, I did get married. I forgot about that.
There was so much disappointment.
I did get married, but
Life lessons.
she didn't stay in it, and she did because she had to. I got out of it,
Yeah.
and we didn't have kids, and
Yeah. You didn't end up in a life that you truly didn't want.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything worked out. Are you guys happy with your current relationship?
Go ahead.
Yes, so happy, happiest. I'm a happy camper.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I am still single, and I am happy. There is somebody that I'm talking to, and we're just going with the flow. But my answer, if I'm in a relationship, my answer will always be I'm happy. Otherwise, I will not be in that relationship.
Right.
And that's just through life experience. I will not be in relationships or situations that just are not jiving with me.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to be in something, to be happy
Yeah.
and really embrace it.
Yep.
It seems like you guys have a close relationship. Have you guys gotten into any fights or arguments? Just that one. Just the one.
Yeah.
And it was an argument. And the next morning I called and apologized.
Yeah, and
I think that's it.
alcohol was involved, and I think this got brought up in one of our other podcasts, but alcohol was involved, and it was just like a very weird situation that was involved, and emotions were high, and
Everybody got it too.
I just need to say we were all, it was her birthday night, your birthday night, and we were in a Uber SUV.
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of us. 7. Who? Wait.
No, there's someone was in the front too. This poor Uber driver.
Who was in the front?
I don't remember.
Because it was you girls. And who you came with? Us, me and Fiend, and Kayla.
Was it just 6? I thought somebody was in the front. Oh yeah, it was me and Jamie, and yeah. All right, so there was
Somebody was in the front, I thought.
no.
No?
So this poor Uber driver, because we've
poor
been
man.
drinking and we're screaming and we're cussing at each other.
I'm saying screaming. And we're all drunk. And I think I yelled at everybody in that car except Brenna's plus one and the Uber driver. And it was just ridiculous. It was,
And my plus one, while this is happening, he's so drunk and he's just kissing my hand. Like, just so
oblivious to what is happening. Like, this whole car is shaking from people yelling. Like, oh my God. And then it carried on to my house.
And then Merritt was in her bed crying and pissed off, so I go in there. And
I'm like taking my rings off, and I'm like, just go. And I remember I threw them, and the next morning, the next time we were going out, and I was looking for my rings, and I was like, fuck, I can't find those fucking rings. And girl, I lost one for like the longest time.
You found it though?
And I found it like a month later, and I was looking for a shoe or something, and it was tucked in the back of my closet. I was like, what is that?
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, it's that fucking ring that I lost.
You threw your phone that night.
Oh yeah.
She was mad.
My phone got thrown.
She was in her bed though, and
I threw it on the ground.
She's pissed off, so I go in and I'm crying and I'm pissed off, but I hug her and I'm like, dude, I don't want to fight with you.
She's like, we don't do this. Yeah, I had to wake up and I had to apologize to people.
But it was not like the reasoning for that had nothing to do with us directly. There was a situation going on around us, and we were just not agreeing on how we both were viewing
Mm-hmm.
that situation. And there was a lot of different opinions that were going on.
Yeah. And I think there's just a lot of inside stuff
Yep.
that people were getting out and off their chest.
Yep.
That person is me.
You're all nonchalant.
It was me. I think that's it. I believe those are all the questions. Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
There's
We'll
lots
have
of
to
laughter.
we'll
in
have to
this
throw
video.
these episodes in here and there.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for chiming in with your questions. Thanks for chiming in with your high point, low point. We love to read them and we love to share them.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next
Next week.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.